Hi, I'm Cameron McKenzie. I'm the editor-in-chief over at the serverside.com, and I wanted to tell you the differences between Git and GitHub. And so, first of all, what is Git? So, Git is fundamentally a version control tool. Software developers download Git. It's an executable on Windows. It's a simple apt-get install on a Linux machine. It's a tool that has a very, very specific purpose, and its purpose is version control. And I guess along with version control, that it's maintaining a history of commits and also providing facilities in which code can be shared with other developers. So the ability for me to install Git and then a code developer to install Git and then for us to push and pull code and share it back and forth with one another. That is the real core purpose of Git. And if you even look at the different commands that are associated with Git, things like commit, push, pull, checkout, revert, reset, you can see that it is all very, very focused on managing source code, managing a source code history, and sharing that source code in a distributed manner with other developers. One of the big things about Git is it's singularly focused. So that's what Git does, and tasks that fall on the periphery of source code management and version control, Git doesn't worry about it, which is where all these other vendors come in. Vendors like GitHub. GitHub is a cloud-based platform built around the Git tool, but they provide a cloud-based repository, and they provide a feature set that is over and above just what we get with Git. So it's a cloud-based hosting environment for Git projects, but it provides all sorts of other features that, if you're using source code management, you're going to need. So what are some of the features that it provides? So Git itself doesn't concern itself really with user management, right? Like when they're developing, they're saying, we're not going to worry about connecting to LDAP and authenticating users and making sure that, we securely authenticate someone who checks code in. But with Git and with GitHub and other vendors, like Bitbucket and GitLab, there's mechanisms for integrating user management, even helping to authenticate people who are doing commits using SSH and GPG keys. There's the ability to do forking. There's the ability to do online web-based editing of files in GitHub. With GitHub, you can set up branch protection rules. So you can say, hey, nobody can commit to master except for these people. Or you can say nobody can delete the blessed branch unless they're an administrator. There's even kind of weird things like interaction limits. So you can actually set up wikis, and you can actually have people comment on code. And if things get hot, people get a little bit overzealous with their enthusiasm for a project and start flaming each other, you can actually go into GitHub and minimize the amount of interaction that, maybe people who aren't committers to a project or people who are relatively new to a project limit what they can say. And so that's the basic idea, right? So Git is the tool. Git is the fundamental tool that software developers install on their local machine. It provides version control semantics. GitHub is a cloud-based software as a service offering, SaaS offering that allows for Git in the cloud, but builds a variety of other features on top of the basic features of Git. So as you can see, Git and GitHub are clearly different, both in the feature set they provide and in their purpose, but they do complement each other. They are not competitors. They work together and they work with each other. I'm a big fan of Git. I'm also a big fan of GitHub as well. It's a very, very powerful combination. And there you go. Please check out the rest of the article, and please check out the rest of the tutorials we've got over on the server side.